This was scheduled to be last Tuesday, but if you recall, you don't have short memories. Weather was abysmal last Tuesday, and we took nothing but phone calls and text messages between 2 and 5 about road conditions and how awful it was. So I want to thank Poonam and Aruna, who are in studio right now, for saying, you know what, we'll come back next week when we can actually focus on real estate and houses and buying and selling the properties of which you are looking at or want to move out of. Poonam, welcome back. Thanks for adjusting your schedule for us.
Thank you. And, Tyler, I've never been jealous of you guys, but now I am because you're sitting in this warm room enjoying talking to people.
Yeah. We have it okay in here today. And it's been a lively conversation. I can guarantee you that. Aruna, welcome back.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you.
There's been a couple of things that have been housing related that I've been waiting to ask you about. One was, it was a national conversation, I think short-lived. I don't know that anybody's really pursuing this anymore. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody out there knows at 35270. 50-year mortgages. And saying, you know what, let's float this out there because affordability is an issue. And, well, if we extend how long you can have your mortgage, maybe that'll bring prices down. I am curious as to real estate agents, Poonam, I'll start with you, 50-year mortgages, your thoughts?
Oh, my God. If I was buying a home today and I'm in my 40s, my house wouldn't be even paid off. I guess my ghost would pay it off. But anyway, it sounds really appealing when they say, your monthly payments would be less. So I did a little math. I would assume that 50-year mortgage rate might be a little high. But if we consider that the rate for 30-year and 50-year mortgage is same, let's say 6.5. So on a $400,000, your monthly payment for a 50-year loan would be about $1,800. And keep in mind, it's only principal and interest. It's not adding the taxes, specials, and other stuff. And on a 30-year mortgage, it would be about $2,255. So it's roughly about 23 to 24% difference. But then the interest rate, the interest you're going to end up paying in 30-year versus 50 years is going to be almost double. So you'll end up paying double the interest.
Yeah, over that time of the additional 20 years.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm thinking a little bit vice versa. The people who really want to be within their price range, maybe this is a good route for them to go to buy a home and then maybe refinance it after their home has a build-up equity.
I disagree. I would rather, if I'm buying a home and my first-time home buyers, I would rather tell them to stay under their budget and maybe buy something, maybe compromise a little bit in their wish list and wants versus want than just committing to something like this.
Well, okay. And you mentioned, let's say, because I'm almost 40, I'll be there in a short amount of time. If we were to start this in, 50 years, again, 90. You're never really going to have full ownership of that house.
Yeah.
And with how much more you're going to be paying in interest, certainly that monthly mortgage payment might be save you a couple $100, which I'm not trying to discount saving a couple $100. It can go a long way for a lot of people. But over the course of that time, you're still paying more in the long run to the bank because of that interest. So I think this was floated around as, hey, look, we're looking at, making housing more affordable, at least for those monthly payments, but it just doesn't seem to add up.
I agree. And, I would say for especially our Fargo-Moorhead area market, our homes are moderately priced. It's not that our average home value is $1 million. We are sitting close to $300,000. So I think they're more affordable. Most of the buyers tend to move in 7 to 10 years anyway. So I would say we would see more of a 30-year, mortgage is a healthy way in our area.
But then you just said it that most of the buyers do live in the house for 7 to 10 years. So sorry, I'm just one of those people who like to keep my money in my bank accounts. So I would go for the 50-year mortgage because I know I'm not going to live in this house more than 5 to 7 years anyways. But so why wouldn't I?
Absolutely. But calculate the amount of interest you're going to end up paying more. So I agree with you, Aruna. It could be for some people, if it is, really important to have certain features in the home and they chose to go with 50 years, it's okay. But personally, I would say, what you end up losing, paying that much more in interest, to me, I would rather compromise in some of the features of the home than paying that much in interest extra.
35270 is the adventure of your text. You can join the conversation. If you're looking to buy or sell, or if you have questions of what you should do to actually get your house ready to sell, or whatever you want to do in negotiation, you can ask Poonam and Aruna, who are in studio here. 7 to 10 years, you say? That's the duration of what people are as average of what they're saying?
5 to 7 years, I would say.
Yeah.
5 to 7 years.
Seriously?
Yes.
Because, just point of my personal story, the first home that we bought, which was in Fargo here, which was a starter home, right? And I took advantage of the first-time home buyer program here in North Dakota, which was very helpful to get in. As we were there for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And 10 years was enough. In fact, I think maybe 8 years at us, and we're very happy with where we're at now, which is going on 4 already. So that surprised me, because when we're talking about the market in this area, it always seems like, we don't have the inventory. And I just assume it's because people aren't exactly making that move. They're just staying in their houses longer, but that doesn't sound like it's the case.
No, that's not the case. I think we have seen that more recently since people locked in their interest rate during COVID time. Who would want to get rid of 2.5% mortgage interest rate mortgage compared to 6%? But we're still seeing now those people, if their families have grown in size. Imagine a young family buying a home, generally 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It could be a twin home. Now they have 2 more kids. So the family expansion, their income has gone up. So, of course,
They need the space.
They can afford more.
Very good. Speaking of affordability, I want to ask you guys a question when we come back here after the flip side of this break. Because, people are trying to make that decision of, all right, I would like to own, but my budget doesn't really allow it, so I'm going to rent. I've seen some of the rental rates that are being offered here, and it begs some questions that I want to get your expertise on. Poonam and Aruna are in studio. It's a real estate remix. So you can go to kfgo.com and check out more of how you can contact them. And, of course, listen to the podcast or submit a question right there as well. I'm Tyler Axness. You got locked into Afternoons Live right here on KFGO. KFGO time is 4:20. It is a Tuesday, not the typical Tuesday, but Real Estate Remix is on these airwaves until 5 o'clock. Poonam and Aruna are in studio. And I got comments and questions coming in for you two at 35270. Tyler, thank you for getting Poonam and Aruna on today. Once again, thank you for being accommodating and switching from last week. Question comes in for you. Tyler, can you ask, is the rising cost of homeowner insurance causing homes not to sell?
This homeowner insurance thing, it's not like a new thing anyways, because it's happening from last couple of years. So if it's me and if it's my buyer, I would highly recommend, when we are putting an offer together, when we are working on the numbers, no harm to quickly make a phone call to the insurance agent as well, just to run kind of like an estimated cost to see if it is really affecting their budget. And if it is, maybe then we need to go a little bit lower price range.
I agree. And, I know it's gone up a little bit. And roughly, if you look at it, it's gone up about 10 to 12% in the last couple of years. But we are still in North Dakota. If you compare that to nationwide, we are about 34% lower in in insurances, because of low crime and so many other good factors here. So really, I believe, the interest rate have been in the spotlight. Now it's been stolen by insurances. Insurance wants that spotlight, I would say. But I would say do your homework, With us, we tell our clients to get the insurance quotes straight away. Yeah. While we are having that inspection contingency, have the insurance quote straight away. That way roughly how much your insurance is going to be. So be prepared.
Have either of you had a potential buyer get to that point and be like, well, I really wanted this house. We could afford it, but the insurance is I can't imagine that's very common. That I was close, but the insurance is too much for me.
We just had one buyer because the house was, I think, 22-year-old or something. But again, we did all the steps, got the home inspection done and everything. Yeah.
Aruna has habit of not finishing the sentences. Aruna,
yes.
We just had one buyer who assumed the interest was going to be about $1,200 a month.
Insurance will be.
Insurance, but then it turned out to be $1,700. But we had prepared the buyers to get the quotes early enough, which they didn't do, and they waited till the last minute. So they were a little surprised because now it's throwing them off by $50 a month. But again, the steps were done clearly, and they were still able to. It was very important for them to have the insurance premium lower, so they went with the more deductible.
Okay.
So they were able to bring it down to $1,400 something.
Yep.
So there are ways around it.
Yeah. Well, there's other options out there. I had a long conversation with my my insurance guy about some of the rates and how they're changing. I wouldn't want to be in those offices while having to make those phone calls. I appreciate those questions and comments. I got another one in here. We're talking about the 50-year mortgage, and the only thing as far as an argument, and I don't even like using the quote positive, is okay. Your monthly payment might be. Your monthly payment will be lower, but you're paying a lot more over the course of that mortgage. This comment came in: if we brought 50-year mortgages to the market, would bring more pressure for price increases similar to the move from 10 and 15 years to the 30-year mortgages?
I don't know. I am not an expert in this, but knowing our market and how, if you compare the pros and cons and where our average household income is in Fargo-Moorhead area, I doubt it's going to impact much of our housing market by just introducing 50-year mortgage.
Right.
Yeah.
Very good. Another comment comes in. Quite a few of the homes on our lakes are owned by a family trust. This person's wondering why that is. I'm not sure in the lakes country that there's a lot of homes that are owned by a family trust.
Well, I think because those are more likely come under vacation home. So they might not be a primary home for a family. So maybe whoever is buying it, they're not considering that home as a primary home. So they're just putting under their trust or something. So if anything, I don't know. I'm not an attorney, but I'm thinking that might not be their primary home, just a vacation home, fun home. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And that's where they're not.
I'm at a lot. So I know people have trusts because I know. I want to dive into this after the bottom of the hour news here.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to property tax relief in North Dakota, when they first created that, I think it was 500 or whatever it was the first time. Now it's growing, but they left out those homes that were underneath a trust.
They have. And, can I finish about, could I come back to this trust thing?
Yeah, go for it.
There are benefits. Again, I'm not an attorney, but some of the benefits are that it's easy to avoid probate. The home possesses to family members faster and, if someone dies. So there are benefits to those trusts, and it would be good if you're more curious to do some research and talk to your attorney. Of course, the trusts have benefits because it's not just on an individual party's name, it's under a trust. So,
and perhaps there's more people that are utilizing the lake homes out in this area. Why that person was asking.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the extent. I have not visited with attorneys because we have not thought about, hey, let's get this thing into a trust.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at a loss as well. But there's got to be a number of them out there because I know in that time frame when people were applying for that tax break in North Dakota, there was a lot of people upset that we don't qualify because our home's under a trust.
Yeah.
You guys aren't in that attorney world, as you just said, but in the buying process, do people ever ask you about that? Does it ever get brought up about, hey, family trust, or is it just, nope, get the house, buy it, and move on?
We've dealt with a couple of properties where it was under trust, and it is, again, generally there are attorneys involved. Yeah. And, there's so many different things: who manages the house, who lives in the house, who gets it later. So, yes, it gets a little complicated. That's where we do our due diligence before listing it, getting all that information and making sure that it's being, advertised properly and put in for sale properly. Yeah.
More paperwork, I imagine.
Yes, absolutely. And more homework,
A lot of smiles, I'm sure, when that comes down on the old desk to get that thing bought or sold. Poonam and Aruna are in studio. Real Estate Remix is with you for the next half hour. I want to talk about that property tax break as well. For those of you on the North Dakota side, when it comes to what changes North Dakota made, there's a couple of things. One, you got to apply again, I do believe. And that time is ticking close. So we'll talk about that. And, quite frankly, Anything else you want to ask about buying or selling? They are here for you. There was another comment in about some of the changes when it comes to other areas and foreclosures. Not necessarily, I don't believe, happening here, but we will ask Poonam and Aruna. And, of course, there's some other things in the market when it comes to your houses that are in this area. If there is inventory, is another one that just came on in as this time of year. People are they in fact moving and selling. You got comments, you got questions, Adventure RV Text Club is at 35270. We'll come back to more Real Estate Remix right after this. Poonam and Aruna are in the studio. It's our monthly Real Estate Remix. So you can text in any questions or comments, as you have been doing for the first 30 minutes at 35270. You want to call in and ask a question, it's Matt's Automotive Service Center studio line at 237-5948. Ladies, we're getting to the end of the year and making those plans for the upcoming year already. If you're a North Dakota resident, there are some things you should probably keep in mind because this legislative session, they changed the property tax relief. They increased what people can get up to. There's some other things when it comes to valuation. But first, let's talk about the tax relief. Aruna, I'm throwing it to you. You ready?
So,
Stop snoring, Aruna.
well, it's almost my nap time.
She's getting old.
I'm getting old.
Can you
Anyways.
tell their sisters, ladies and gentlemen, who sell intel? You've heard the ads. $1,600 is, I think, what you're qualified up to now.
Up to, yes. So, but you have to be a primary, the home has to be a primary residence in order to get this advantage. And it used to be $500. Now it is somewhere between $500.
No, it's $1,600.
Up to $1,600, yes.
Aruna, wake up.
To you.
Wake up. So it's $1,600. But, if you're... So if your property taxes are lower than $1,600, you will only qualify for whatever your property taxes are up to $1,600. So if somebody's property tax is $5,000, so you would end up paying $5,000 minus $1,600, which is what? Now my math is bad. $3,400.
I said there'd be no math today, so...
So all the home buyers out there that are getting anxious about, the home insurance quote going up, home insurance rates going up by 8 to 10%. Imagine $1,600, which is about $133 a month in tax break. That increases your buying power by roughly $20,000. So, that's a good news. Mm-hmm. Yes, it is only on your primary residence. And there's another good news as well that, I'll let Aruna cover that.
Property appraises, basically, right? Right? Am I right or wrong?
You tell me.
Yeah. So no. I do have a good news, guys. That now every year there is a cap for the property.
On a local tax levy growth rate, it's 3%.
3%. So
remember when your property values went up every year 10%, so your taxes went up 10%? Now it cannot go up more than 3%. It's 3%.
Very good. That is good news, ladies.
See? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did bring one good news, finally.
Hey, you bring us also the listing of the month, which we're going to get into in about 10 minutes here.
Yes.
Not right now, but there's a website where people, because you have to go and submit. I don't think they changed that. They changed the cap. They changed the amount. I think you still have to apply at, what is it, like ndtax.gov?
So it's tax.nd.gov.
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah, you got to apply in January. The state is giving up to $1,600 back for your primary home. So don't forget, you got to apply. North Dakota is basically saying, thank you for staying here through winter. You deserve this.
Tyler, the way you said you were so close, yesterday I was watching a Christmas movie and one of the kid wrote a letter to dear. So he's a little kid. He spelled it. Instead of Santa, he spelled it Satan.
Oh, yeah, that's not
my
the
God,
way
that was the best movie I've ever watched yesterday.
It's that time of year, I suppose.
Yeah.
Watching the Hallmark channel?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what's that? I was being a smart Alec, but
Let's get some balloons for her too, I guess.
A balloon and like what do you call that dream guy and like a gallery and coffee shop and all those Hallmark.
I don't know what she's on today, but let's just move on, Tyler. I mean,
okay.
yeah.
Talk about the Hallmark movies all day here. But the window for that to get that submitted, I think, starts at the beginning of the year in January.
Yes,
so.
yes. And keep in mind, if you own 2 homes, you're only going to get on 1 home. So North Dakota is generous, and they'll help you with the primary home, but your second home is on its own like a middle child at the dinner table. Yep.
Circling back to people asking about trust, that North Dakota did fix that as well. So if your home is in a trust, you still qualify. So
Yes.
you just have to go to, what's that website again? tax.nd.gov.
Yes.
I had it backwards the first time that happens. Questions coming in to 35270. Poonam and Aruna, do you ever represent both the buyer and seller in dual agency?
We've done it, but it puts realtors at again. I think we have covered that in one of the session. We can advocating versus facilitating, because now then we have duties towards both, so we have to be honest and transparent about it. Do we prefer representing both? No, but if we are working with a buyer for a long time and now that buyer ends up liking our listing, we're just open about it and tell them how our role is now changed, facilitating versus advocating, and then go, as long as they understand and they approve it, there's nothing wrong.
Transparency being the big thing there.
Yes.
Because I think there's been some people that feel like they've gotten burned in that situation with the lack of transparency. I think that's why a couple months ago that we dove into this, because somebody had said that they had a bad experience with that. And I think your answer was, look, you got to be upfront with your clients of if you are representing both sides of this.
Yeah.
So it's been done, and it can be done. You just have to be open and honest about it. And you talk about facilitating. So how does that facilitation work? Right, because you've got both sides of this equation. And is it letting those individuals talk amongst themselves, as you say, I'm just curious, because it seems like it would be a tough spot, as you point out, for a realtor to be in.
Facilitating, I would say, helping people help themselves, which means we can give you all the information, but we're not going to be able to advocate for you. Sure. So our role gets a little limited versus when we are just representing one party, we can do more of an advocacy. Like, we can be more, open about negotiation, show them the comparables and everything. It just limits the role a little bit. Different. Did I answer your question right, or is there any other question?
No, it was about how that changes your role a little bit, because you just mentioned you can't advocate for, hey, you can try for this, this, and this. You kind of have to dial it back.
Yeah, so we kind of become helpers. We let them think and explore options and let them decide. We give them all the resources they need, but then we cannot advocate for them.
I can't say, hey, ask for this. Try to get this out of them, too, while you're at it.
Yes.
Hey, appreciate that question that came into 35270. Let's get you a weather update from Too Tall Tom Szymanski. We'll come back. We got a listing of the month. We got a couple other topics we'll throw your way as we conclude Afternoons Live on a Tuesday afternoon right here on KFGO. Well, I got about 7 minutes before we get on up, punch out, and get on ad here. But in studio is Poonam and Aruna. It's Real Estate Remix. And I want to go back because Aruna, you got more information. Somebody had asked about, hey, look, all my buddies at the lake seem to have homes that are in trust. They were saying, why? You got more information.
Yes, I do. And actually, one of our lender friend, he's listening to our live podcast. So thank you so much. And he did just message me to help me with this question in more details. So basically, people use a trust many times for a lake home because it's sometimes owned by more than one family. By that mean grandpa and grandma, and then the brother and sister and their families. So some people also use their property into LLC as well, especially if they're using this property under Airbnb.
Well, they're renting it out to all the party people that are coming out for the weekend.
Exactly. Okay. And this LLC can offer some insulation from personal liability if there's any accident happen at the property.
You guys ever sell to somebody that is fully just planning to use that property for Airbnb or rent? I mean, not renting it out because that's totally different. But there's some people that look, I want to have property. I want to be able to make money off of it by not living there, but I'm going to have people just check it out.
You'll be surprised.
We had people.
Yeah, we have a client who actually bought house number 5 just a couple of months ago,
just because of Airbnb purposes. Yeah,
and they're making good money out of it.
They are. Okay. I wonder how generally like the listeners react to that when we talk about inventory and being able to get into a home, and then it's like, well, people are buying up property. They're just putting it on Airbnb, or you have these corporations coming and buying up all these houses. I imagine, let me know at 35270. In this area, there's a lot of that going on, or some of it going on.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot, but we see this happening way more than what we saw a few years ago.
Okay.
I mean, we're growing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
The attractions of Fargo Moorhead are growing, and people want to come here for a weekend and just
absolutely,
Airbnb.
yeah.
Very good. Go ahead.
And now it's going to be ice fishing season.
Well,
that's a good point, though. I mean, it is. When you have people that want to go out for that recreational stuff, people have moved away from, I don't want to go stay at a hotel for, spend however much when you can have your own place, your own kitchen, all that.
Yeah.
I do have a good news, though. I was in the clinic today talking to a nurse, and she's a travel nurse. She told me something new. Like, people are now doing, instead of Airbnb, they're doing furnished findings. So those places cannot be just rented for weekend or for a whatever week or something.
For a few months.
It can be actually rented for full 3 months or the 4 months. So those are the good properties as well if someone is coming here to just travel or work.
And you'll be surprised. Rental market is pretty good here. I mean, between me and some of our family members, we own few properties, and our vacancy rate is 0. It's pretty much, it gets rented pretty fast. And, coming back to quickly that LLC, anybody who's thinking of getting into this type of business, yes, have the LLC because it gives you the extra protection. And I would also say have some umbrella extra policies to cover you for some sort of liability and loss,
Yeah, no doubt, especially if you're literally opening your door for someone else to come in and do who knows what.
Yes.
Right.
Ladies, I've got about 2 minutes here, but you got a listing of the month, don't you, Aruna?
Yes, I do. That's the most exciting part of my show, that listing of the month. So today's the listing is, first of all, the address is 4212 14th Avenue South Moorhead, and the price is $324,900. It's a bi-level, 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, close to 2,200 square feet, low specials.
The specials are roughly about $10,000, so very low specials.
It is for this area.
Yeah. It's got sprinklers, it's got deck, it's got grass. It's
no backyard neighbors.
Yeah, and it's 2018 built. It looks better than new, I would say. It's really, really nice. If you build this home today in today's market, it would be roughly $350,000 to $360,000. Plus, the specials on that type of lot would be probably $35,000 to $40,000. So you are saving thousands of dollars by buying this home. So don't wait.
So again, the address is 4212 14th Avenue South Moorhead, and the price is $324,900.
Very good. Ladies, if people want to find more information, how do they get a hold of you?
My cell number.
Okay.
That's very handy.
All right.
Yes.
If you're willing, if you want, go ahead.
Yes.
It
It's 701-552-1706. Call or text. No anytime.
Not anytime.
You guys
reasonable hours.
You can call me anytime as long as it's a serious inquiry. 701-552-2937. And you know what I've discovered? That I can talk to clients in different languages. I have an app. So, please, if you want to talk in different language, I am all up for that. But about real estate.
It's just about real estate, boys and girls. If you want to learn more, you can go to kfgo.com. If you scroll down the page, you can actually see the Real Estate Remix page here as well. And learn more about Poonam and Aruna and, how you can actually utilize their services if you are looking to buy or sell. Anything else, you two, before I let you go this month?
Please do not wait to buy or the best interest or the best home. Come out, at least start looking. So you guys have our numbers. Call us so we can start showing you a home, help you with pre-approval and get you in your new home.
One thing I wanted to tell to the buyers, because recently I've met 3 families and their leases are literally about to be finished. They're almost on their completion stage, and now they're coming out and start looking at the houses. So if you are looking to buy, please talk to the realtor at least 2 or 3 months prior to your lease ends.
And don't sign a new lease if you're thinking of buying.
There you go.
Great advice. It is going to be that time of year where people are starting to make those decisions. So
Yes.
2 to 3 months, you say, before the lease is
At
up.
least, because closing does take about 2 to 3 months from the day you write an offer.
Very good. Poonam and Aruna, it's always fun. We'll do this again in January, all right?
Yep.
Yes.
Very good. Folks,
Next year.
Next year already. It is indeed. Tomorrow, we got Law Talk. Bruce Ringstrom Jr., Danny Cray will be in studio. And, of course, we'll continue the conversation about, Minnesota. I had a lot of messages in. I just ran out of time there. And I guess continue where we left off from Governor Armstrong's conversation as well. But this is it for me today. I'm Tyler Axness, your host here on Afternoons Live. Until tomorrow, you drive safely, you take care of yourself. I'll check in right here on KFGO.